The greatest illusion of this world is the illusion of separation. Things you think are separate and different are actually one and the same.
Well, damn, I really felt it when Guru Pathik said that. Or do you remember when Uncle Iroh dropped this banger?
Sometimes life is like this dark tunnel. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place.
Yeah, Avatar, The Last Airbender wasn't just a kid's show. It was quietly one of the most philosophically rich stories ever put on screen. I grew up with the show, and looking back, it was basically therapy before I knew I needed it. A bald monk and a blind earthbender teaching me more about life than most things that came after. So that's why in this video, I'm breaking down the best life lessons from Avatar The Last Airbender. The ones that actually stick with you. Let's get into it. Starting with Uncle Iroh, the GOAT for wisdom drops. Man's tea game and life advice? Unmatched riz. Alright, first up, Uncle Iroh hits Zuko with this gem.
Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the only antidote to shame.
This one dropped in Season 2, Episode 9, Bitter Work. Right when Zuko's ego is blocking his lightning bending like a bad Wi-Fi signal. It's basically calling out how we all flex our pride to hide our mess-ups. But that just digs the hole deeper. Like pride's the villain origin story for shame. Think that time you bragged about acing a test, but actually bombed it. You did it because of the shame, and this further lowers your self-confidence. The result is you not being able to ace in life and keep on hiding behind pride's cover. It becomes a vicious cycle. But Uncle shows us the escape hatch.
True humility is the only antidote to shame.
That's the plot twist that lets you level up without the drama. Only being humble will let you accept your shame and mistakes. Otherwise, you won't ever learn from your mistakes if you can't see them. That's what pride does to you. Makes you blind to your inner core. Iroh's out there therapizing mid-war, and it slaps harder than therapy apps. If I applied this in real life, I'd stop getting salty over small L's, like losing a game and blaming lag. There's another Iroh banger in the same episode, Bitter Work, which goes like this.
It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale.
It's when Iroh sketches out the 4 elements to teach Zuko about balance, turning a dirt lesson into straight philosophy. This one's calling out how we get tunnel visioned on one source of advice, like only listening to your echo chamber fam or that one TikTok guru, and it turns your mindset stale, like old bread nobody wants. It's that vicious loop where sticking to one vibe blinds you to better paths, making you rigid AF. Stuck repeating the same L's cause you're not mixing it up. Pride or bias keeps you locked in, but Iroh's hack does too. Pull wisdom from everywhere, books, peeps, even your enemies, and suddenly you're flexible, growing without the crusty edges. Then there's this moment when Uncle Iroh casually drops life advice that could fix half the internet's mental breakdowns. In Episode 5, the Avatar Day of Season 2, Zuko is having the worst week of his life. Dude had to cut his hair to hide from his nation. He's hiding in a dusty cave. His life, it's basically one long "it's so over" moment. And Iroh just looks at him and goes,
You must never give in to despair. Allow yourself to slip down that road and you surrender to your lowest instincts.
And low-key, that line is actually insane when you think about it. Because despair in this show is basically the villain behind the villain. When people give up mentally, that's when they start making the most questionable decisions imaginable. And Zuko is the perfect example. In Season 1, he's running around with pure, angry, obsessed teenager energy. Life will absolutely hand you some L's. That's guaranteed. But the second you decide, nah, everything's pointless, that's when you start becoming the worst version of yourself. But Iroh's whole philosophy, it's basically, yeah, life is messy. Sometimes the universe absolutely ratios you. But don't let the sadness turn you into a villain. Drink some tea, breathe, rethink your life choices, and maybe don't start a war today. Honestly, that advice alone could fix, 70% of fictional villains, and probably half of X, formerly Twitter, too. Next up in the same episode, Iroh lays this one on Zuko.
In the darkest times, hope is something you give yourself. That is the meaning of inner strength.
It's straight up exposing how we wait around for some miracle to fix our mess. But nah, that just keeps you stuck in the dark, spiraling deeper into giving up. Like life's throwing curveballs. If you hit rock bottom, instead of hoping for a bailout, you gotta spark that light yourself. Otherwise, you're just feeding the despair monster, letting it chomp away at your vibe until inner strength, poof, gone. But Iroh flips the script. DIY that hope, and boom, you're building real toughness from the inside, not faking it till you break. Bruh, this one's got me reflecting hard. Writers were cooking by turning a fugitive tea uncle into the ultimate hype man. Imagine if we all self-hoped like that. No more ghosting your goals when things get sus. You watching this, ever bailed on a dream because it felt hopeless? Flip it. Give yourself that spark right now. What's one dark time you turned around? Spill in the comments. Let's build that inner strength squad. Sliding into this low-key underrated Iroh line.
Life happens wherever you are, whether you make it or not.
Uncle Iroh drops this in Season 2, Episode 14, City of Walls and Secrets, when he's straight up building a fresh start in Ba Sing Se, turning a dead-end job into his glow-up era. While the war's still popping off outside, it's roasting how we get stuck waiting for the perfect spot to start living. Nah, life's not pausing for your dream setup. It's happening right here, right now, whether you're vibing or just surviving. Dig deeper, and it's exposing that trap where you blame your spot for your mess, but really you're ghosting your own potential. Keep waiting, and poof, years gone by, still in the same rut. Iroh's escape route? Grab the reins wherever you land. Make that spot your stage, or life's just gonna keep happening without your input. Bruh, this one's got me side-eyeing my own excuses. Think about it. You out there watching, ever put off chasing a goal cause your life's not ready? What's one spot where you're stuck? And ask yourself what excuse you're making. Hit the comments with that excuse. Swap stories and level up together. And Iroh drops this one on Zuko while they're sitting together at the Western Air Temple in Season 3, Episode 12.
You know, Prince Zuko, destiny is a funny thing. You never know how things are going to work out, but if you keep an open mind and an open heart, I promise you will find your own destiny someday.
It's calling out how we overthink the future like it's some locked-in movie script, stressing ourselves out trying to control every step. The real trap is when fear of the unknown makes us shut down and play it safe. Suddenly, you're stuck, missing chances because you're too busy worrying. Iroh flips it simple. Stay open, keep your heart in the game, and your path will show up when it's ready. And we see this one actually work in the show. The scene is actually a memory, in which he remembers how he thought his destiny was to catch the Avatar.
I will spend every day of the rest of my life hunting the Avatar. I know it's my destiny to capture him.
But as time passed, he ended up helping the Avatar. Only because he followed his heart and kept an open mind, just like his uncle taught him. It's the ultimate chill pep talk for anyone spiraling over, what if my life doesn't go according to plan? And then there's the moment where Iroh basically becomes everyone's therapist. In Season 2, Episode 20, The Crossroads of Destiny, during the chaos of the whole Crystal Catacombs, Aang is confused and completely lost about what if he's not able to perform his role. And Iroh just calmly tells him,
Sometimes life is like this dark tunnel. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place.
And bro, that line hits because it's painfully real. Most of the time in life, you don't get a clear sign telling you everything will work out. You're basically just walking forward, hoping the universe isn't about to jump scare you. But Iroh's point is simple. Progress beats panic. Even if you have no clue where things are going, just keep moving, keep growing, keep trying. Because the second you stop completely, that's when you're stuck in the tunnel forever. And one of the most underrated lessons comes from Season 2, Episode 17, Lake Laogai. In this episode, Iroh is just vibing around the city, living his peaceful tea shop life, while Zuko is still stressing about destiny like it's a full-time job. And that's when Iroh casually drops another line that hits way harder than it sounds.
There's nothing wrong with a life of peace and prosperity. I suggest you think about what it is that you want from your life, and why.
And low-key, this one is brutal because it calls out a problem a lot of people have. Zuko spent most of his life chasing honor because that's what his dad wanted, not because it actually made him happy. Meanwhile, Iroh is sitting here like a retired war general who realized the real win in life is good tea, good people, and not constantly ruining your mental health trying to impress someone who will never be satisfied. The message is simple but powerful. Sometimes the life everyone else expects you to chase isn't the one you actually want. And figuring that out, that might be the real glow-up of Zuko's whole story. But Iroh isn't the only one dropping wisdom in this story. As the journey goes on, Aang slowly starts doing the same thing. And every now and then, this goofy airbending kid says something so deep, the whole room just pauses like, wait, he kinda cooked with that. One of the best examples is in Season 3, Episode 16, The Southern Raiders. This is where Katara is fully in revenge mode, trying to hunt down the man who killed her mother. The vibes are tense, emotions are high, and Aang gently reminds her of the monk's wisdom.
The monks used to say that revenge is like a two-headed rat viper. While you watch your enemy go down, you're being poisoned yourself.
And then proceeded to drop this line.
It's easy to do nothing, but it's hard to forgive.
And that line is wild because forgiveness sounds soft on paper, but the show makes it clear it's actually the harder choice. Holding on to anger is easy. Your brain will happily do that forever. Letting it go takes way more strength. Aang isn't saying Katara has to pretend nothing happened. He's just reminding her that revenge doesn't automatically fix the pain. And honestly, that's a lesson a lot of stories dodge because revenge arc usually looks cooler. In another moment in Season 3, Episode 6, The Avatar and the Fire Lord, Aang proved his kindness. While everyone else is basically saying, yeah, you should probably just end Ozai, Aang pushes back with a belief that feels almost impossible in that situation.
Anyone's capable of great good and great evil. Everyone, even the Fire Lord and the Fire Nation, have to be treated like they're worth giving a chance.
Now, obviously, Aang isn't being naive. He knows Ozai has to be stopped. But what he refuses to do is let hatred decide what kind of person he becomes. And that's honestly one of the boldest lessons the show teaches. Believing people can change doesn't make you weak. It just means you're strong enough not to let the world turn you into the thing you're fighting against. And then you've got Aang trying his best to be the group therapist in Season 1, Episode 11, The Great Divide. Two tribes are arguing like it's a never-ending Twitter beef. Nobody wants to listen, and everyone's just yapping. And Aang steps in like,
Harsh words won't solve problems. Action will.
low-key, the lesson hits. Talking trash, arguing, going back and forth, that rarely fixes anything. At some point, someone has to actually do something to break the cycle. Even if Aang's first attempt low-key flops, the idea is still solid. Less arguing, more solving. Because at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. If Aang represents hope for the world, someone's making sure that hope doesn't completely collapse when things get rough. Yes, Katara. She's basically the team's therapist, older sister, and motivational speaker all rolled into one. One of the best examples comes in Season 2, Episode 20, The Crossroads of Destiny. Down in those crystal catacombs, when everything is falling apart, Aang is exhausted, hurt, and honestly ready to mentally check out. And that's when Katara tells him,
I know sometimes it hurts more to hope, and it hurts more to care. But you have to promise me that you won't stop caring.
and that line hits because it flips the usual stay hopeful message on its head. Katara isn't pretending hope is easy. She straight up admits it hurts. Caring about people, believing things can get better, that stuff can backfire hard. But her whole point is that shutting down emotionally isn't the solution either. Because the moment you stop caring completely, that's when you actually lose. Katara's whole vibe in the story is basically this. Yeah, the world is messy, people get hurt, things go wrong. But we're not turning into cold NPCs about it. Hope might hurt sometimes, but quitting on it is a way bigger L. And honestly, that mindset is baked into Katara from the start. But it hits hard in Season 3, Episode 3, The Painted Lady. The squad rolls up to this polluted village. Everything's looking rough. People are struggling. And Sokka is basically like, yeah, let's mind our business and keep it moving. Katara? Nah, not happening. When Sokka tells her to just leave and do nothing, she fires back with,
No! I will never, ever turn my back on people who need me. I'm going down to the village, and I am gonna do whatever I can.
And that moment is so Katara it hurts. She's not helping people for credit, not for recognition, not even because it's convenient. She literally cannot ignore someone in need. That's just who she is. Even if it slows the journey, even if it causes problems, she's still showing up. And low-key, that one hits in real life too. It's easy to scroll past problems, ignore stuff, say, not my issue. But Katara's whole vibe is like, if you can help, why wouldn't you? She's that one friend who actually shows up when it matters. Whole green flag energy, no debate. And then we get Season 1, Episode 6, Imprisoned, where Katara goes full motivational queen on a bunch of trapped earthbenders. She's standing there like, you think you're powerless? Nah, your courage is scary as heck. She drops this absolute fire line.
And it is your courage they should truly fear, because it runs deeper than any mine you've been forced to dig, any ocean that keeps you far from home. It is the strength of your hearts that make you who you are. Hearts that will remain unbroken when all rock and stone has eroded away.
Low-key, Katara is saying, yeah, the Fire Nation can take your bending, your freedom, even your chill vibes, but they cannot touch your heart or your fight. That speech is basically a reminder that sometimes the biggest flex is just not giving up, no cap. And honestly, the way she rallies everyone, whole green flag energy. You almost want to stand up and start digging mines yourself. Just kidding, for real, don't do that. Just focus on taking yourself out of whatever pit you're in first. And how can we forget Toph? I bet she's the most mature in the group. Although she is just straightforward and mean, she sometimes utters words just like Iroh. Of course, it's because she shared tea with Uncle Iroh. There's the iconic Toph life coaching moment in Season 2, Episode 9, Bitter Work. Aang is struggling hardcore with earthbending. Like, why is this rock not moving levels of frustration? And Toph, being the ultimate savage teacher, drops this absolute banger.
There's no different angle, no clever solution, no trickety trick that's gonna move that rock. You've gotta face it head on.
And low-key, that's more than just earthbending advice. Life's gonna throw rocks at you all the time. Some literal, some metaphorical. And no amount of sneaky hacks is gonna move them. Sometimes, you just gotta square up, dig your toes in, and push. Toph's basically saying, quit overthinking, quit looking for shortcuts. Just get in there and handle your business. And honestly, that's the kind of lesson you can apply to literally everything. Even trying to get your friends to stop ghosting you. And then there's Toph in Season 2, Episode 8, The Chase, hitting peak savage energy again. She straight up tells everyone,
People see me and think I'm weak. They want to take care of me, but I can take care of myself by myself.
This is Toph saying, Yeah, you might think I'm fragile or cute or whatever, but I run my own life. I bend my own metal, and I don't need anyone babysitting me. Whole green flag energy for real. Independence flexed so hard it's basically bending reality itself. And here's the kicker. This isn't just cartoon vibes. In the real world, this is a reminder to own your independence, trust yourself, and stop letting other people dictate your worth. People will underestimate you all the time, but if you know your value and handle your own business, you're unstoppable. Basically, take Toph's energy and go live your life like a boss. And in the episode Tales of Ba Sing Se, she said something else that is very motivational. When some girls made fun of her appearance, she casually dropped,
I'm not looking for anyone's approval. I know who I am.
That's peak Toph energy. Although she is blind and doesn't know how she looks, she's still confident. She's basically saying, yeah, the world might try to boss you around. Your parents might be all extra, but you don't need their clout to flex your own life. She's owning her independence like a true legend. No cap, whole I do me, you do you vibes. It's basically a life lesson. Stop sweating what other people think, just go full Toph and let your own energy do the talking. Zuko also showed some moments that ended up as life lessons. Like in Season 3, Episode 11, Zuko finally goes full boss mode. When he confronts his dad, Fire Lord Ozai, in the throne room right before the eclipse ends, he's not just mad at one villain. He's calling out the entire Fire Nation war mindset. And then he drops this absolute glow-up line.
We've created an era of fear in the world. And if we don't want the world to destroy itself, we need to replace it with an era of peace and kindness.
Hearing a teen spit a global peace manifesto mid-throne room showdown is wild. Most kids that age are arguing about snacks. Meanwhile, Zuko's out here telling his dad the Fire Nation has been doing the whole fear and destruction thing wrong. That line perfectly sums up his whole redemption arc. Wars don't end because someone hits harder. They end when someone finally has the brains, heart, and courage to say, yeah, we should stop destroying everyone forever. And somehow, the ex-prince turned outlaw is the one leading that thought. And then we get one of the cleanest glow-up lines from Zuko in Season 3, Episode 12, the Western Air Temple. This is right after he finally reconnects with Iroh, and you can tell. Yeah, this is not the same angry kid from Season 1 anymore. He straight up says,
that no one can give you your honor. It's something you earn for yourself by choosing to do what's right.
And bruh, this hits because Zuko spent 2 whole seasons chasing honor like it was some item his dad was gatekeeping. Man really thought, if I catch the Avatar, I unlock respect. Turns out, that was never it. The real honor came the moment he stopped listening to the wrong people and started making the right choices for himself. This is a strong life lesson that a lot of people need. You can't get validation, respect, or self-worth handed to you by someone else. Not your parents, not your friends, not society. That stuff only hits when you know you're doing the right thing. Zuko really went from, please approve of me, to I approve of myself. And that's the kind of glow-up that actually matters. And at last, a bonus life lesson from the finale in Season 3, Episode 19, Sozin's Comet, Part 2, Old Masters, where things get spiritually insane. Aang is out here stressing about how he's supposed to stop Fire Lord Ozai without breaking his own values. And that's when the lion turtle pulls up like a mysterious DLC character and drops this absolute galaxy brain quote.
The true mind can weather all the lies and illusions without being lost. The true heart can tough the poison of hatred without being harmed. Since beginningless time, darkness thrives in the void, but always yields to purifying light.
And yeah, that sounds like something you'd hear and just nod, like, yeah, that's deep. But low-key, it's saying something huge. The world is gonna be messy. People lie, hate spreads, and things get toxic really fast. But if your mind is strong and your heart is solid, that negativity doesn't have to corrupt you. You don't have to become what you're fighting. And that's literally Aang's whole struggle in the finale. Everyone's telling him, just end Ozai, problem solved. But Aang's like, nah, I'm not losing myself to win. And the lion turtle basically confirms it. Real strength isn't overpowering darkness. It's staying yourself, even when darkness is everywhere. Which is kinda wild when you think about it. Most stories say, fight fire with fire. Avatar really said, fight fire with not becoming the fire. And somehow that works. Writers were cooking on a spiritual level for real. So there you have it, fam. The best life lessons Avatar The Last Airbender snuck into a kid's cartoon and still hits harder than most self-help books in 2026. The show didn't just give us bending battles. It gave us actual therapy disguised as Saturday morning cartoons. Now it's your turn. Which quote or lesson hit you the hardest today? Was it Iroh's destiny line? Katara's never turn my back? Or Zuko dropping truth on his dad? Drop it in the comments right now. I'm reading every single one. If this video made you feel even a tiny bit wiser, smash that like button like you're airbending a gust of motivation. Subscribe if you want more cartoon wisdom that actually levels you up. Because we're all just trying to glow up without becoming the next Fire Lord. And remember, if you ever feel lost, just ask yourself, what would Uncle Iroh do? Probably make some tea, and then roast you gently for overthinking everything. Thanks for watching. Stay kind, stay open, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.